Look around you, man. You can find inspiration. You can find discouragement. It all depends on you. Perception is everything. Some people just hear another song. Some people hear the greatest. A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway.
You skip past the fact that Parrish started rhyming.
Yeah, because it was a thing to pick up. Like he picked, whatever he knew about, what was going on. So he picked it up. It just was like something that he picked up easily.
Did you help? Go.
No. Don't forget, Parrish was the one that everybody was talking about. Me, I was the one with the lisp, but the rhyming one, damn, I'm touching it. It was Parrish. He became that quickly, So, but
So you were rapping before you were making beats,
right? To tell you the truth, the engineer that we had, Charlie, he had the equipment. We had the songs. So in actuality, he maybe was the producer in the beginning.
Right.
Because we didn't have no machines. We didn't know how to work no machines. We just know what we wanted to hear. So we are the producer, but it's like somebody else who bring the idea. You can say that you produce too, but we didn't know how to program it.
Right.
We didn't have the machines. So that's why we give him credit now. And when I'm talking about him now, because we didn't have it, we didn't know how to do no programming. We just knew what we wanted to make in the beginning. My first machine came in 1990, and that's when I started programming and making records. And 91 came.
What'd you get?
A W30, Roland W30. It was like a
keyboard,
a workstation. I got the ASR10 that everybody, that Kanye one works. Everybody, Timbaland and RZA worked on the first album with.
Right.
For some reason, I couldn't get it to work for me. But this cheap one was easier for me. Right. So I worked on that. So I did everything from crossover to headbanger to what the album to Muddy to the fourth EPMD, the third, all of that on that machine up to 2002. I made music on that machine, 15 seconds that machine got. And I just sped everything up and whatever, it's because when it's, like I said before, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So I just kept it. And so that sound that y'all hearing came from that machine. Like whoever used the SP1200 and that sound, that's what that keyboard gave me. It gave me that.
Wow. No, thinking about that, like, the ASR10, everybody had that joint.
Yeah, you still use that.
Made all that on...
Yeah, on the workstation. I walk into Black Street. I did Booty Call from the Black Street album. I walk in there with the keyboard. It was two keys missing, So Teddy, I plugged in my the floppy disk and pressed play. Teddy like, oh, that's coming out of this. I'm like, yeah, this is how I program. And I used to shock everybody because I had met Pharrell there too. If you go online, there's records with me and Pharrell that I made in the beginning with Pharrell at Teddy's. There's a record called Boot Organization and something else I made because I met him there. He was a producer with Teddy when I was doing Black Street. But he's another thing too. Like he was like, yo, that's your board? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yo, this is how I program. I program on this what I learned on. So I was able to make it work. How you see Pete Rock doing them great big remixes with this 15 seconds. That's how this board was too.
You and Pete were like neck and neck for a second when it came to those remixes.
But Pete Rock got records. I got records with him too that he got exclusive with me and him. When I used to go to the basement at Heavy D's house in Mount Vernon, that was my boy for a minute.
You just dropped these names of like legendary, iconic ass artists.
This was the time
in that era. Like, did you know that? I mean, we all talk about the competition aspect that existed in that era.
Yeah.
See,
like, the way battle rap is, you can listen, man. We used to call it biting. Like what they doing now, doing the same shit. Like, oh, this is what you doing now. Oh, Hoff made that. I can make that record too. That's what you see doing. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
That means every last person you heard, you knew who they was. That was Kane, that was Rod, that was PE, that was Dilla, that was Tribe, that was Chicane, that was Rick, that was what everybody won.
You couldn't mistake anybody.
Everybody won. So I don't understand, why do you have to do what people are doing? You can win by yourself.
Nah, but it's the business model.
I know,
the labels.
I know.
You understand. You know exactly why they're doing it the way they do.
But everybody was like, you knew. And Chris was out there barking, what you been making up for KRS? And that fucking, the Cypher speaking. I'm like, God damn. And then you Rakim over here, and you Coogee Rap over here. Mm-hmm. So me and P, so don't forget, we're late. So we got to watch everybody come. We late in 88, November. So all my colleagues came before me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I got to watch before I made one rhyme or beat. Mm-hmm. Watching everybody come before me. So by the time it's my thing coming, I'm like, and I'm saying that, MC's out there, you better stay in EPMD is what we already knew. So we talking it. Because we gotta talk it because they talking it. Mm-hmm. Don't get too close, you might get shot. We gotta make sure. And Rakim is there. Niggas say we signed to R, music was whack, we got the album strictly business, thought it was 4 days later, the LP one goes what you said. Automatically. Let you know from the door, we are not the ones to be talking about. Then the Rakim beef started in the beginning.
Walk us through that, please.
Yeah.
Rakim made, ain't no joke. You can get the smack for this, ain't no joke.
Yeah.
EPMD comes out like a dick smack. You smack me and I smack you back. The hood took it. And yo, you heard what them niggas from the other EPMD said about in the record, they dish you, my nigga. So that's where it was real problems. I'm at Bert Padell's, my accounting office. Mm. So niggas.
Bert Padell just had all the rappers.
Everybody. Right. So they call me upstairs. My mother died 5 months ago to my mom's. They call me upstairs. It's Preem,
sorry to hear that.
Eric B, Ant Live is dead, Eric B brother, and Rakim. I told this girl that I didn't feel Rakim's last album. I didn't know the girl, she went and told him.
I ain't no joke.
This was the second or third album.
Right.
Rakim is in there. He's the God, you know what I mean? This is who I'm rhyming because of this nigga.
Right. Why'd you tell her that you didn't like his album?
I was just being honest, like how you be honest, you know, whatever. Even though it still was ill, it still wasn't better than the one before it.
Right.
So you were saying it was
Drake and Joe Budden situation.
Right.
Okay.
So what I said too, but it's still my. So he's why I rap anyway. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I get into this room. He's standing there. This word was never existed. To y'all, it might be existed, but to me, it was new. Yo, nigga, stressing me. Never heard stressing me. That shit was new. That was a new word. You stressing me was not in the vocabulary of niggas back there in 91. Big window, 20th floor. I'm going out that window. I could see it. I saw me going out the window.
Wait, like you jumping out or them throwing you?
No, them throwing him out.
Parrish knocks on the door and said, yo, Eric, Bert want to see us. Don't know how he knew us in that room. Mm. Because the vibe was already messed up. Mm. I tell Rod to this day, we laugh. Because once me and P broke up, he broke up with Eric.
Mm. Right.
You know?
So we that talked day about you almost killed me in the accountant's
office? But Parrish squashed the beef in the club called The Building. They happened to be at the bar. And then Parrish called me over. So I shook hands with him the whole night. Boom, boom. But again, it was like the hood made the beef. Then Rakim at the 20th anniversary at the Apollo from the East Coast, West Coast thing. Mm-hmm. After that thing happened, he came back with Follow Leader. Mm. My brother said, dick him, I never dug him. We couldn't follow lead, so I drug him in the danger zone. So that whole shit was me and Parrish. My brother said, dig him, I never dug him, from like a dig him smack. So I drug him to the danger zone. The whole shit. It just kept going. I'm like, Parrish, you can't, man. I'm not going behind that. You need to leave that nigga alone.
That's funny to hear because as a kid, even it's even funny for me to hear you say Parrish was the. Cause I used to be like, yeah, Erick Sermon, Erick Sermon is crazy. Erick Sermon, I used to be hyped to hear your verses.
Right. Yeah.
So to hear this is like,
Joe
what?
and them and those rappers that when you hear them talking, they talk about Parrish Smith.
Wow.
I was the charisma person to people, but you're right. You get that too. But as far as the rapper, it was him.
A nigga used to have no chill, nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway. Takes so long to get from Monday to Friday, then you wake up on Sunday like it was just Friday. Crime pays an iron cage, had to find ways. I wasn't trying to slave a 9 to 5 till my dying days. Frank Sinatra, I gotta do it my way. Chasing the dream, some people look at